Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to be diving deep into LocalGPT.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right? So, LocalGPT is this open source project and it lets you chat with your documents.
Okay.
But get this, it uses AI and keeps everything totally private.
Wow.
Yeah, so imagine you've got this huge report, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can just ask it questions and bam, it gives you instant summaries and insights.
Sounds super useful.
Totally. And the best part, all that data stays right on your computer.
No sending it to the cloud or anything.
Nope. All local, all private.
That's a big deal these days with all the data breaches and privacy concerns.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Having your data stay put is a huge relief.
Exactly. And we've got a ton of stuff to dig into for this deep dive.
Cool, like what?
We've got the GitHub repository, of course,
Yeah.
documentation, even some videos.
Nice.
By the end, you'll not only get how LocalGPT works, but you'll also see how this kind of tech could, change how we use information in the future.
Like a glimpse into the future of knowledge, huh?
Exactly. So the GitHub README says, LocalGPT lets you chat with your documents on your local device using GPT models.
Okay.
No data leaves your device and 100% private. Pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, pretty amazing. That focus on local processing is really key.
Right.
It's different from those AI chatbots that send your data to some, external servers.
Yeah.
LocalGPT keeps everything right there on your computer.
Secure and sound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all your sensitive stuff, personal notes, confidential work docs, whatever, it stays under your control.
Big difference in terms of security.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like with regular chatbots, it's like you're sending a letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're trusting it gets there without anyone peeking.
Makes sense.
But LocalGPT, it's like having a private conversation.
Ah, I get it.
No eavesdropping allowed.
Your data's locked in a vault.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah,
So, big thumbs up for privacy.
definitely.
But let's talk features.
Okay, yeah.
This thing is packed.
Lay it on me.
First, obviously, the top-notch privacy. We've covered that. But then it also supports, get this, a bunch of different open source AI models.
Really?
Like HF, GPTQ, GGML, GGUF. Now, I won't get too techie here.
Okay.
But this means you've got options for the AI brain behind it all.
Oh, that's cool. You can pick and choose depending on what you need.
Exactly. And it even lets you choose different open source embeddings.
Embeddings. Now, hold on. Break that down for me.
Okay, so imagine embeddings like this.
Ah,
They're like a way to represent what words and documents mean,
okay.
but in a mathematical way that AI gets.
Ah, so it's not just seeing words, but understanding the meaning.
You got it. And because you can choose different embeddings,
Right.
it means you can control how the AI understands your docs.
Interesting. So it's like customizable understanding.
Pretty much. And there's more. Get this.
More.
It's got chat history.
Oh, wow. So it remembers what you talked about before.
Within a session, yeah.
Ah,
Then there's API access.
for the developers out there.
Exactly. And hold on, there are two graphical user interfaces.
Wow, too.
One using the API and another standalone one using Streamlit.
Wait, Streamlit, what's that?
It's a way to make interactive web apps super cool.
So they've made it user-friendly for everyone.
Yeah. And to top it off, it runs on GPUs, CPUs, HPUs, even Apple's MPS.
So it doesn't matter what kind of computer you have.
Pretty much anyone can use it.
That's impressive.
Right. So we've got privacy, features galore, and it's accessible.
It's checking all the boxes.
But now let's peek under the hood.
Okay, yeah, how does this thing actually work? Okay, so imagine you've got this mountain of documents, right?
Whoa, yeah, that's a lot of papers.
Right. So LocalGPT starts by reading those docs,
Okay.
and then it makes this special index.
An index.
Yeah, think of it like a super detailed table of contents.
Okay, I'm with you.
And this index, it uses LangChain and instructor embeddings.
LangChain, instructor embeddings, those sound kind of familiar.
Yeah, they're open source tools that help build these AI applications and create those embeddings we talked about before.
Right, those numerical fingerprints.
It's exactly.
So basically, LocalGPT is like making a map of your documents.
Yeah, a map that highlights all the key points.
And that helps the AI understand everything.
Exactly. It can navigate your info super fast.
Okay, that makes sense. But then what happens when you actually ask it something?
So when you ask a question,
Right.
LocalGPT uses an AI model.
Yeah.
You can actually switch between different ones too.
Really?
Yeah. It analyzes your question,
Right.
and then it uses that map we were talking about
Okay.
to find the most relevant info in your documents.
So it's like an AI research assistant. Finding what you need in a flash.
Yeah. And the best part is, all of this happens right on your computer.
No data leaving my machine.
Exactly. Super fast, super efficient, super private.
This is blowing my mind.
It's pretty cool, right?
It is. But setting it all up is that easy? I'm not a programmer or
Oh,
anything.
you'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, the developers made it really straightforward, even for, non-programmers.
Okay, walk me through it. What do I actually do?
First, you got to clone the repository from GitHub.
Clone. That sounds techy.
It's not bad. It just means making a copy of the project on your computer. Basically, you're downloading it.
Okay, got it.
Then you use this tool called Conda.
Conda.
It creates a virtual environment.
Oh, okay, and that is...
Basically, it's like a dedicated space on your computer just for running LocalGPT.
So it keeps things organized.
Exactly. Prevents conflicts with your other software and all that.
Smart. What's next?
Then you'll use pip to install what are called dependencies.
Dependencies, huh?
Yeah, basically it's like gathering all the ingredients you need before you start cooking.
Gotcha. So you've got the recipe, the workspace, the ingredients. What now?
Now you ingest your data.
Ah, the main course.
Right. LocalGPT works with all sorts of file formats,
Like what?
like .txt files, .pdfs, .jsk, pretty much everything.
Nice. And it converts it all into that AI readable format.
Yep. You tell it where your documents are and it takes care of the rest.
Awesome. So then I can just start chatting with my documents.
Pretty much. You type your question, hit enter, and LocalGPT gives you an answer.
That's wild. But there's got to be more to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, what about customization and all that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. One of the coolest things is you can actually swap out the LLM model it uses.
Wait, so I'm not stuck with just one?
Nope. You can pick from a whole bunch of other powerful models like Llama 2 or Mistral.
Whoa, so it's like upgrading the engine in your car.
Exactly. Pick the one that fits what you need.
I love that. And what about chat history? We talked about that earlier.
Oh, yeah. You can turn that on to have, more in-depth conversations.
So it's like LocalGPT remembers what we talked about before.
Yeah. It can build on previous questions and stuff.
So it's more than just one-off answers.
Way more. It makes the whole experience so much richer.
Okay, this is seriously impressive. And then there's the API, right?
Oh, yeah. The API opens up a whole new world.
For developers, especially.
Exactly. They can build custom applications on top of LocalGPT.
Like what kind of stuff?
Oh, man, all sorts of things. Think like a note-taking app or a personalized research assistant, even a chatbot for your website.
That's incredible. So much potential.
Right. It's not just a tool. It's a platform for innovation.
Love it. But let's go back to privacy for a sec.
Yeah.
We've talked about how LocalGPT keeps our data safe, by keeping it on our computers.
Right.
But how can we be sure it's really protected? Like, can anyone snoop on what we're doing?
That's a great question. And it's important to address those concerns.
Yeah, for sure.
So one of the best things about open source software like LocalGPT is that the code is publicly available.
So anyone can see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That means security experts all over the world can examine it.
Like a global team of security guards.
Right. They can check for vulnerabilities and stuff.
That's reassuring.
And because everything happens locally, your data never even has to leave your computer.
So, it eliminates a lot of the risks of using those cloud-based AI services.
Big time. It's like having your own personal data fortress.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But, no system is perfect. Are there any known vulnerabilities with LocalGPT? Or risks we should know about?
Well, it's been designed with security in mind, but it's always good to stay updated.
Okay.
The developers might release security patches or updates,
Makes sense.
And it's important to just follow those general best practices for securing your computer.
Like having strong passwords and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Being careful about what you download and stuff.
Basic cyber hygiene.
Exactly. Same precautions apply here.
Got it. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit and talk about the bigger picture here.
Okay, yeah.
Where do you see LocalGPT fitting in with the future of AI and, how we access information?
That's a good question. I think LocalGPT is part of a really important shift.
What kind of shift?
A shift towards more personalized and private AI.
Oh, interesting.
People are starting to realize how important data privacy is.
Yeah.
And so they're looking for tools that give them more control over their information.
Makes sense.
LocalGPT is definitely a step in that direction.
It's like we're moving away from that centralized model,
Yeah. We're moving towards something more user-centric.
I like that.
And as these open source projects get better and easier to use, I think we'll see more and more people using them.
It's exciting to imagine everyone having access to these powerful AI tools.
Right. It can help people learn, research, create, all sorts of things.
Absolutely. But for those who are ready to dive in and try LocalGPT today,
Yeah.
where should they go?
The best place to start is the project's GitHub repository.
Ah, good old GitHub.
They've got all the documentation there, instructions, and even a community forum.
So you can get help if you need it.
Exactly. It's like a one-stop shop for all things local GPT.
Awesome. And for visual learners.
There are tons of videos online, too.
Walkthroughs and stuff, yeah.
Step-by-step guides for setting it up and using the different features.
Perfect. So many resources out there.
There really are.
But, even with all that support, it can still feel a little daunting for some people,
Yeah, I get it.
especially if they're not super tech savvy.
What I would say is don't be afraid to just jump in and try things out.
Just go for it.
Yeah. Experiment, ask for help. The open source community is super supportive.
So you're not alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed at what you can learn.
I love that. As we're talking about all this, I can't help but think about all the different ways this tech could be used.
Oh, yeah, totally. The possibilities are huge.
Like imagine a student, right? They could instantly get key facts from their textbook.
Oh, yeah. Or think about researchers.
Mm-hmm.
They could go through mountains of scientific papers without, spending hours reading each one.
That would be a game changer.
Totally. It could help anyone who works with a lot of information.
Doctors, lawyers, writers.
Anyone having all that info at your fingertips.
It's like your own personal AI research assistant.
Exactly. But, we've talked a lot about how powerful this is.
Yeah. Are there any downsides? Things we should be cautious about?
Well, like any tool, it depends how it's used.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing about LocalGPT is that it's open source.
So everyone can see the code.
Exactly. And that means security researchers can make sure it's used responsibly.
That's a good point.
Plus, since your data stays on your computer, you avoid a lot of the risks that come with, those cloud-based AI services.
So it's been built with safety in mind.
Definitely. What are you most excited about with this tech?
Honestly, I'm excited about how it can, level the playing field.
Level the playing field.
Yeah. When it comes to accessing information, right?
Ah, I see what you mean.
Not everyone has the same resources or tech.
True.
But with LocalGPT, anyone with a computer can have this powerful AI tool.
That's a really great point. It could empower people in a whole new way.
Exactly. And it's not just some cool gadget.
No, it's much bigger than that.
It could really drive positive change.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important for people to understand this technology.
Mm-hmm. Get involved.
Yeah. We're shaping the future of AI right now.
This has been an incredible deep dive into LocalGPT.
I agree. Really fascinating stuff.
Lots to think about.
Definitely. It's been great chatting with you about all this.
Likewise. And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity about LocalGPT and what it can do. As we've seen, it's a powerful tool that lets you unlock incredible insights from your documents, all while keeping your data safe and sound. Remember, knowledge is power, and with LocalGPT, that power is right at your fingertips. So keep exploring and stay curious. Until next time.